foundation, the second foundation of our relationship, the commitment, the sense that we share the same values, that is being increasingly challenged, again, from within, by Israeli leaders, and I fear that the government that is about to take power in Israel will bring us into a considerably worse moment. I have never been worried about the future of Israeli democracy, but I am today. And before I unpack the nature of that anxiety, I think it's important to reiterate that Israeli democracy is a miracle. And Israeli democracy is a kind of laboratory for what happens when a democracy is subjected to conditions of extremity. There is no other democracy that I can think of in history that was born in war and that has never known peace since its existence. And then if you factor in the wave after wave of Jewish refugees who came from non-democratic societies without any democratic tradition, coming into a non-stop pressure cooker, it is a miracle that Israeli democracy and Israeli democratic institutions have thrived. In fact, I would say that Israel today is far more democratic than it was in the 50s and 60s and 70s. The good old days of labor that so many American Jews longed for. That Israel was far less democratic than Israel today. Let's leave out the territories for a moment, and we'll get to that. But Israel proper is much more democratic today. Our press is far more irreverent, far more challenging of authority than it was in the past. The disenfranchisement of 50% of Israeli Jewish society, the Mizrahim, is gradually ending, and they're taking their place culturally, politically in the mainstream. And even if you compare the situation of Arab Israelis in Israel today to what it was in the 50s and 60s, even there is some improvement, obviously nowhere near what it should be. And yet, when I say that Israeli democracy is a miracle, I mean that not only from a place of celebration, but also anxiety. Because a miracle is a defiance of the laws of nature, and a miracle cannot be taken for granted. A miracle needs to be nurtured. Israeli democracy must be protected. And instead, today, we have leadership from the Prime Minister down, who are actively undermining the authority and the legitimacy of our most important democratic institutions. Those of you who may have followed the recent elections in Israel will have noticed a new tone on the Israeli right, which was an assault, a direct assault on the legitimacy of democracy. One party, the party of Naftali Bennett and Ayelet Shaked, Naftali Bennett was the former education minister, Ayelet Shaked was the justice minister. Fortunately, their party didn't cross the threshold, but they came very close. Their campaign slogan, and you saw this on big billboards around the country, was Bennett will deal with Hamas and Shaked will deal with the Supreme Court. I have never, in 40 years of following Israeli elections up close, I've never seen that kind of rhetoric from a mainstream party. And Bennett and Shaked, say what you will, are mainstream politicians. And so something has penetrated, an evil wind has penetrated the mainstream right. And if Menachem Begin were to reappear, he would not recognize the party that he founded and headed. This is the same Menachem Begin who famously said in 1979, after the Supreme Court ruled against his own government on a particular issue, Begin celebrated the Supreme Court and he said, Yesh Shoftim B'Yisrael. There are in Yerushalayim. There are judges in Jerusalem. And that became a kind of a byword for the integrity of Israeli democracy. And now we have a prime minister who is doing his best to try to undermine the power and the legitimacy of the courts. When I think of what a healthier and reconfigured relationship between Israelis and American Jews would look like, it would begin at this moment with an alliance to protect the Israel that was defined by the Declaration of Independence as a Jewish state and a democratic state. That is the foundation of Israeli identity as conceived by the founders, and it was the foundation of the American Jewish-Israeli relationship. According to my understanding, my reading of the Declaration of Independence, is that it defines Israel as the state of all Jews, whether or not they are citizens of Israel, and as the state of all of its citizens, whether or not they are Jews. Now, Netanyahu recently said, this is the first time I've heard this that I can remember from any prime minister. Netanyahu explicitly said, Israel is not the state of all of its citizens. Now, if you're a soldier from the Druze community serving in the IDF, what's the message? And I heard recently that more and more Druze parents are thinking of sending their kids abroad. The Jewish state law that was recently passed was a profound affront to Israeli democracy, but not necessarily in the way that its critics framed it. The problem, from my point of view, the problem of the Jewish state law was not necessarily what was in the law, but what wasn't in the law. With one exception, which was downgrading Arabic as an official language, which was just a gratuitous insult to the Arab community. But defining Israel as a Jewish state, as the state of the Jewish people, is an essential outcome of a reading, the most basic reading of the Declaration of Independence. The problem with the law, though, is that it doesn't define Israel as a democratic state. Now, people on the right countered that we have basic laws that define the rights of the individual and that define democratic rights. And that's true. But none of those laws define Israel, the nature, the identity of Israel as a democracy. And so we now have a deep imbalance built into our legal system, where Israel is defined by law as a Jewish state, but not by law as a democratic state. Individuals have democratic rights, yes, but something has been upended in the delicate balance between Jewish and democratic. And the foundation of Israel's legitimacy, to my mind, rests on maintaining that delicate balance.